What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders? Hope you guys are doing well. Man, we got the last day of the month, the last day of the week, the last day of the first half of the year. So we'll see how today goes. We'll see how we can wrap it up for this month. But we got Bill in the house. Good morning to you. We got Carlos, Eric, Jay, Jeff. Good morning to Kevin, Martina. Good morning to Matthew. We got Mike S. Peter, Ruben, Tim King, Tim Thurman's in the house rocking with us. Good morning to all you guys, all my peeps on YouTube land. Good morning to all you guys, any of the lurkers in the background. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. But yeah, we got like a lot to talk about, but we got like nothing to talk about at the same time. It's I don't know, it's a little a little wild. But we did have, I guess, the big news yesterday was the debate that happened. So I'm not sure if any of you guys got a chance to watch that one, but DJT was kind of all over the place during it. It was Kevin says, was that real? Uh, yeah, it was on TV. So if you believe everything on TV, then yeah, I don't. Yeah, good luck SNL. Good luck SNL figuring out funny topics. Yeah, yeah, it was. I guess the question was answered though, because remember before, like Trump was asking the question, like he was like, are they gonna pump Joe Biden up with stuff? They didn't. They definitely did not do that. So we at least got one answer question, one question answered, but I don't know. But either way, markets are rallying after the debate. It was actually going up during the debate as well. So we'll see what happens. This is a little bit of a retest gap. We have a pullback spot. If we retest, the VPOX that I have, so the bigger one could be about 546.10, somewhere in that zone. And that would be, I think it's still a decent, healthy retest. If we're just coming into yesterday's VPOC and retesting that, we got 545.77. So we have 3 days of buying. In the swing room yesterday, I was looking at the close of yesterday and I was like, that's a really good close. That should give us, I think, a little bit more push, and we're probably looking into, I would say the opening price of what day was this? This is the 20th. So somewhere in the opening price could give us a little resistance. The next one not a huge resistance, but bears did come in here once we got up to this roughly 548.31 zone. So those are two spots I'd be watching for today. Be very, very interesting to see how they close the first half of the month. But again, end of the week, end of the month, halfway through the year, people want to take profits on this little gap up. I don't know. We'll see how this plays out, but I would be a little bit more bullish towards the beginning of the day. I think we might be able to see some of those fades. I think even pre-market was seeing some of those fades starting to come in now. But we'll see. Definitely more support below us than we have resistance above us. Qs did have 3 bullish days in a row. Cindy's in the house. What's up, Cindy? Uh, Qs have a little bit more work to do. This one is inside still. I got my support 481.25, and then my next little resistance is up to this 483.90 zone. So it still looks a little bit more pins for the Qs than the potentials on the SPY itself. Again, probably looking for a little bit of a retest from this gap. TLT, I'd be shocked if we don't have a little bit of profit taking today. TLT, pretty good gap up. It is above yesterday's candle. We're also above the VPOC from the 17th. Going to have a little resistance coming in pretty short, 93.85, and then we have some ranges, 93.93, probably $94. Somewhere in that range is going to be a little bit more to the resistance side of things that maybe could hold TLT down and just kind of keep that small. We also had PCE today. Let's go back to SPY real quick. We'll just do a little smaller time frame. But PCE came out at 2.6. Expected was 2.6. I believe last report we came in at 2. It was either 2.7, 2.8. So we did come in a little bit lower, but that was expected. The needle moved a little bit, so we had a little bit of initial kind of drop on it. Bulls tried to rally. They did fail on that rally, and we were pulling back. Right now, at least on a 3-minute, we're sitting at that 200, so maybe a miniature bounce spot. But the fact that the Bulls were not able to kind of carry that home, not really, again, it wasn't really any impressive data, nor was it anything real kind of negative, just in line. So, but in terms of sentiment, the Bulls did try to make one more push. They failed, and that is giving us a little bit of a slight little pullback. Let me know if you guys got tickers you want to take a look at. Tesla was the first one that I saw come in, and I believe it was Tesla to 200. I think we hit that pre-market, didn't we? Yeah. Pre-market looks like we got to 268. Still hanging out at the higher levels, the pre-market higher levels. I don't know. This is a big level, 200 psychological level. I have somewhere in the 203 would be my target. 203.11 for today. Obviously, if Tesla wants to go crazy and starts breaking through, then we get much higher levels from there. But I do think this 203.11 is going to be a little bit of a trickier area, even if we're looking at some kind of potential cup and handle pattern. I think this, I might abandon this picture real quick, but that could be the cup. Then we get this little pullback, and then we get that handle. But then again, why I kind of doubt that one is this could also be the cup. This was the handle, and we're already in breakout mode. So we'll see. But we do have 3 strong days of buying on Tesla. You are getting a retest gap. So I don't know if I'd be jumping in right out of the gate with that 200 just looming over us. Maybe probably come down into retest that 200 again, 200 EMA somewhere around 196.77, and then yesterday's VPOC 196.28. Break on through to the other side. Is that Red Hot Chili Peppers or Adele? Which one are you going with there? I think that's either Red Hot Chili Peppers or no, Adele was Hello from the Other Side, wasn't she? Yeah, I think so. I think so. Nike. Nike. Oh, you went the Doors. Okay. Yeah, nah, I was on a different generation. We got Nike. Yeah, so they reported not great revenue, really. is where it came down to. The earnings per share, I think they did beat. So earnings per share, they beat by 17 cents. I think their forecast was a little weak too. When we were looking at this one in the afternoon room, we were up still at this like $83 level, maybe even a little bit higher, where we're kind of on the brink of it doesn't look good. We might get that retest. We're still in, we still have some support that the Bulls might want to bring it up. That being said, since the afternoon swing room till now, and I hold the right to change my opinion, I don't know how much of a retest we're going to get. If we open at 79.50, I think there will be some maybe shorts, quick taking profits. Otherwise, I think there is a bigger path down, probably into like the $63 range. So I think we have some room. Probably not all happening today. I would think there's probably a little chop first and a few bounces here and there, but I think ultimately we get a little bit closer to the 63, 65 range and kind of go from there. But we'll see. We got 20 more minutes left. If we're opening anywhere where we seem to be opening, I think we do get probably initial bounce out of the gate. It might only take us to like 81.30. And then I think it's longer term momentum, I think is going to take us to the bearish direction. So it does look like it's breaking down a little bit. Let me see my YouTube people. Santilla, what's happening? We got Peter, Clarice, good morning. Santilla says lower guidance. Nike sell puts. I think it's a little too soon. That's a good question. That's a good question. Sell puts. I probably wouldn't today. I wouldn't sell puts unless, and let me rephrase that. It depends on your time frame. I think if you want to, if Nike, I think opens today and does drop, pulls back a little bit, pulls like drops a little bit, and you're in it for a short time, you're doing maybe next week's puts, today's puts. I don't know how much premium they'll be on today's, but next week's puts, something like shorter time frame where you plan on just capturing the premium and closing today. Yeah, I could see that. I think we'll probably get some kind of a bounce, a little bit of a smaller day. I think at some point we get a bounce and we just either hang out in this range or I don't think it's complete collapse today. I don't know. I could be wrong. It's a pretty bad gap, but I think that's decent. But I would also do it only if you want to own those shares at that price in case what I just said is absolutely wrong and you do get filled. I don't mind. I wouldn't mind buying some Nike down here. I just think we have a little bit lower to go. So for me personally, I'd wait a little bit. I'd wait till we get to the 66, $67 range, and then I would look for maybe selling some puts down there. This way, if I get filled, I'm okay holding those shares for a while. But yeah, Nike having a little bit of a rough day. I feel like I sounded like Trump there for a second. A little bit of a rough day. Let's see what else we got. Adobe. I got like no tickers today from you guys. You guys are all quiet. All quiet today. I feel like most of you guys played like the debate drinking game. Everyone's just like hungover, sluggish today. I don't know. Carvana CVNA. Mm, Oxy was up this morning, but that's the last time I looked at it. Carvana. So many bullish days in a row. I know a lot of people are looking for pretty much when do we short this? I don't know the answer to that, unfortunately, but you do have one, two. I won't even count that day. It's a little inside 3, 4, 5, 6 days. What I do know is it's not the time for me to go long. Right now, it probably looks like it's going to be a little bit more of a bullish day. I think we get it's been pretty good at getting close or right to the previous day's VPOX. I would not venture that we can't do that again. So if you're going to try to go long, and it's not going to be me, but 132.28 should be that little support. So not enough room for me, even if on the short side, unless we start breaking through that 132 or we get some kind of closing inverted hammer or something like that. But if you're in it, I wouldn't quite get shaken out by the what I think we get some kind of initial pullback in the morning. I wouldn't get shaken out. It still looks pretty bullish. Probably goes higher from here. but definitely getting a little overextended in that bullish direction. Let's see. Danny says MU, Micron Technologies. It's up 7 cents today. So a little bit of a potential gap and go. Still inside day. I'm looking for resistance somewhere around 133.99 for right now. We did hit a little support, hanging out. I think we probably eventually get down to this 126.53 zone. Would be my first thought on it. Maybe if we get some kind of a wick, we get close to 122.25. But it does look like we are that is a pretty decent gap to the bear side. I think we get some continuation for MU. So I wouldn't be trying to go bullish yet. If you want to try bearish, maybe you're going for like a 134.10 entry and stop somewhere around 137.61 and a little bit of a longer term basis. AMD. Mm, AMD is just hanging out. We got some moving averages coming in right above us. I got two of them right there, one a little bit higher. So if you're a moving average player, you got a little bit of resistance right above you. I'm also looking at 160.51 in terms of VPOX, and then a bigger resistance, 161.75. So it doesn't have the ability to get it out of there today. I don't know. Uh, I think we're still just kind of consolidating. I would say at open at least. Again, I think we get a pullback and look for support at 159.41. See if we get a little pullback first on that one, and then see if we get enough momentum to break out. If we start breaking out of, I think probably the high of this hammer, then I think we have a good, decent amount of momentum ahead of us to kind of, I don't know if we really have a gap up there, but I guess a mini gap, and then we're probably looking back at like the 167.41 zone, but little chop at open. Oxy. So we tried to trade Oxy yesterday. I did also pick up a swing for myself, so I still have some shares, but it was a little trickster on the trade. We got stops up a little bit, nothing too crazy, but pretty much a full-on retest. I got good volume right there. We did stop and bounce essentially right at that volume zone. We are now gapping again. So this was a failed gapping go. It was a really, really good hammer. I guess we're still in, even with that hammer, we're still inside this big green breakout candle. So decent. We're gapping 1, 2, 3 above three different VPOCs today. Next resistance will take us into the 63.31 zone. And if we could break out of this, or we could break out of yesterday's retest candle at all, I think we have a much bigger move ahead of us. When I say bigger, keep in mind it is Oxy, so I'm looking at like $67, $68, maybe somewhere in that range. Would be pretty much where we've been rejected a few times prior. So somewhere in that range is where I'll be looking to take profits, but I still like it, still holding up, still above all moving averages. So I think it still looks decent. In a longer play, we just got one spot we got to break out of, which is 63.34, and maybe slightly above that. Airbnb. Yeah, that looks good. Again, it is a retest. So I probably won't want to go bullish right out of the gate, but pretty phenomenal close. I'd be looking for a retest here. Not enough room for me to go short. And I think at least the next target probably takes us to about 155.19. At minimum, if not into the 157.65 range. So it's gonna be, I think, a little tricky, or at least have some patience to get into it. See if we get and again, these markets have been doing. We'll see. I was waiting for PCE. Honestly, I was waiting. I thought PCE would like give us a surprise or something one way or the other, and then it came in flat. So it's the market has been moving. You get these good candles that close, they just take all day. So if you have patience on this one, which is where I would have to, I would develop some patience, see if we get a decent pullback. Probably goes a little more than we think, and then looks for that rally. Cheryl has a good question. CVX versus Oxy. Are you talking about long term or are you talking about day trade? That's my question to you. Um, Day trade wise, CVX. Long term wise, I don't know. It depends if you like Buffett or not. So Buffett, obviously, I don't know if Buffett owns any CVX, but he definitely is buying Oxy anytime we get to that $60 range or slightly under 60. So you got the Warren Buffett backing on Oxy, which I like. There's going to be a lot of people that just buy it for that. I kind of like CVX over Oxy. I know, I'm going against Buffett here. And I don't think either, honestly, are a bad choice. I I just don't like the way I just I don't love, and maybe it does work to Oxy's advantage. I'm not sure, but the way that they lock in their uh, gasoline prices, Chevron has contracts that lock in their pricing, so it makes their business model a little bit steadier. Where essentially Oxy buys almost on open market. So Oxy's a little bit more volatile based on the fluctuation of the oil markets. And again, maybe longer term picture. And I'm not as smart as Buffett in any stretch of the imagination, but maybe that in a long term is a better strategy, and Buffett sees something in that, or maybe he's just looking at the pure valuation of the company because Oxy is definitely a little bit lower valuation than Chevron. So Buffett thinks 30 years out, and I'm like, okay, I see it. I don't mind. I don't hate Oxy. I'm just a little. I have to figure out that contract thing, but the way they do business is different than Chevron. So, divvies. I think right now CVX has a better divvy, but again, Warren Buffett just started jumping into this thing not recently on Oxy, and if he's in it, that might also help them push the divvies or maintain divvies. But right now, I think CVX has a higher dividend, but it doesn't mean that in the future, uh, Buffett is not looking at this thing going, yeah, their cash flow is going to be increasing a lot more, so therefore the divvies are coming in. So, yeah, I don't mind either one. I don't think you go wrong. I also wouldn't mind taking a play in both. Yeah. Goldman Sachs, GS. Uh, Geldman. That's a good, fun little gap and go. Actually, we don't really have a stock for the high of the list yet, and I think we just found one. Everything else we have to be a little more patient on. This one too. This would be a good candidate for like get that initial little pullback, but you got a good gap to go off some moving averages. Targets would be a little concerning on this one, but just because we do have the is that the 20 EMA at 452.81. So we'll have to see if we can break through that. Otherwise, 455.44 would be my target. And if we could get up there, we have a pretty nice trade. So we got some room on this one, especially if we get a little pullback, get some better risk reward, even though it is a gap and go. Um, yeah, so a little bit of range. Nothing crazy, nothing huge. I'd probably still just be going for a 1.2, but I like it. All right, let me see if there was anything else I missed. Pan W, GME, GameStop. We got 7 minutes. Okay, we're doing good with time today. We're doing okay. Palo Alto, just hanging out for now. So it's inside day, and we are right below yesterday's VPOC. So for the continuation on this one, I'd want to get somewhere above 343.15, 343.16. Most likely, I think this one probably ends up fading, pulling back, maybe a slight little resting day on Pan W. So uh, nothing too crazy. GME, yeah. It was after I got off the mic, but we had Roaring Kitty posted a picture of a doggy, which I think was the Chewy doggy, if I'm not mistaken. So you saw a lot of increased volume in GameStop. You got Chewy was going absolutely crazy yesterday. So since he posted that, Chewy's dropped all the way back down, and I think it's back down to 70 cents. I think Chewy did a share offering yesterday. Chewy is a Ryan Cohen company. Ryan Cohen's also the CEO of GameStop. So I don't know exactly what the play was, if he's actually picking up Chewy shares or it was just he was kind of just poking Ryan Cohen a little bit. So there's a little something there that I think probably ends up developing over time, maybe based on, if not today, maybe based on Kitty's past tweeting history would be probably Sunday night. So whether you want to own some GameStop or Chewy just in case he posts anything on Sunday night and it goes crazy, maybe, but it's just all theory and obviously he's just post pictures and memes without words. So we honestly anybody's guessing at this point. But GameStop, for right now, it's just kind of hanging out. You got good resistance at 60, 20, I wish 60, 26.31, and just inside day, still under a bunch of epochs. So we got to get past the first place. We got to get past 25.27, and that should take us to 26.22. And if we get past that, we're probably looking back into this like 28.55 range. But again, it's like a whole big pile of fuel. You need that little match to spark to create some kind of a big push. And I don't know when I don't know when Kitty wants to tweet something, and that's the problem. But on a technical basis, right now, it's just kind of hanging out and probably expires somewhere in the range that it's in now today. DJT, um, that's a we're having trouble with the $40 range, and we do have a little bit of resistance somewhere around $40.75. Obviously, this is where the aftermath of the debate comes in. If people are saying Trump is going to be the president, then they might go a little bit more bullish on this one. I did watch every single channel, so like obviously I watched the debate, and then I flipped between Fox, CNN, MSNBC, because I'm always curious like how people are going to spin things, and I'm like I just watched the debate, and I'm gonna call it a debate loosely, like it was like, hard to watch. It was very, very hard to watch. Uh, so, but I'm like, okay, obviously there's gonna be some spin, and like Fox, I would assume would do a victory lap. CNN's gonna spin it somehow, and like everybody very quickly was like, uh, yeah, we need a different candidate. We somebody besides Joe. Joe does not look that good, and I kind of agree with the analysis. Um, like because I have eyeballs, but I don't know. I don't know actually how this actually works benefit for Trump because if Joe stays on the ticket, I think Trump has a really good shot at this point. But if they make a switcheroo and it's a whole new candidate against Trump, the Never Trumpers are probably like more enthusiastic and rouse up the base. And I don't know, that might make it actually tougher for Donald J. But we'll see. But otherwise, nice little gap. Um, Good little gap up. Somewhere around the 40.70. I don't know if I'll be trading it. Maybe if I do want to get in bullish, it's going to be somewhere around 37.74 if it pulls back a little bit more. But interesting. Interesting. Let's see. MU and then MU we did take a look at. DraftKings, I don't think we got to take a look at yet. DraftKings. Mm, DraftKings just chilling. Still looks a little bit to the weaker side for right now. We're still below that 200. I'd expect either a bearish to chop day on DraftKings, so nothing too crazy. Bigger targets on this one, probably somewhere to the 36.50 would be my next target to the downside, but I think it's just hanging out for now. AVGO. And then all my peeps on YouTube land, I promise I'm not ignoring you guys. I got one screen today. And then I can't wait for Monday when I get my full setup and I'm slowly running out of time. We got AVGO, interesting little bounce spot on this one. It is opening kind of inside day for now. We've had a whole heck of a lot of red days down, and yeah, nah, just for right now, just chilling. Maybe if you want to just get some good risk reward, probably throwing a stop somewhere around 15.50. Maybe a little dead cat bounce today if the market wants to do it. But that was the morning opening bell. You guys are credible. All my people on YouTube land, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. And again, I get my full setup back on Monday. Super pumped for that. But I'll see all you guys.